Hello and good afternoon. My name is Kyle Herring, and today I will be talking to you all about the NFL and how there should be a rookie salary cap put into effect for the teams. Now, I'm pretty sure all of you are most aware of the NFL and how much hype their draft gets every year. Analysts spend months outside the draft critiquing some of the cream of the college crop, or as they sometimes predict, lottery picks for the upcoming draft. Now, sometimes they'll determine whether a player is good and whether there'll be a good player in the NFL or whether there'll be a bad player in the NFL. But according to ESPN.com, in the 2009 NFL draft, the Detroit Lions selected Matthew Stafford and gave him a 6-year deal worth $41.7 million. Now, I'm not sure about what most of y'all think about that, but I think that's a little ludicrous to give a player that much money who has never thrown a football in the NFL. You don't know if he's going to be a bust or how good he's ever going to be. But today I'm going to talk about why I think the salary cap's a good idea, why it's not a good idea, and why these players believe they get paid so much. Going into the draft, teams figure out which positions they need most work on and which players they think will help them the most. The first pick is usually the most important pick of the draft because it allows the teams to get the players they need the most, and that is why I believe they get paid so much. The players want more money, and the teams know they want more money, so they're just going to give them more money. Like I said, sometimes it's going to work out for you, and sometimes it's not going to work out for you. But the average first-round pick, according to WikiAnswers.com, gets $5 to $6 million a year. Now that's a player who's never played a single down in the NFL getting paid that much money compared to a seasoned veteran who's maybe got 10 years service in the NFL and gets maybe $2 million. Out of the top 10 draft picks in the 2009 draft, only 5 went on to have subpar seasons compared to the rest of the rookies from a rookie standpoint. That $5 or $6 million wasted on that player could have been used for a veteran that could have helped your team out a lot more and also mentored your first-round draft pick in being a better player. Now, there are many first-round draft picks that have gone on to have good careers, some have bad careers, and some just leave the NFL, period. A great example of a busted player who is an example of why there should be a salary cap is Jamarcus Russell. In 2007, he was selected by the Oakland Raiders as the #1 overall draft pick and was given a $61 million contract. He went on to have bad seasons, had poor leadership, had bad work ethics, and just didn't really give a rip at all. He thought he was the best and really wasn't. And this past offseason in the summer, the Raiders released him, and he was also arrested on drug charges. And that just goes to show you that a team that thought this player could have been the savior taking this team to the promised land was a bust, and the team just lost $61 million. Another great example is Ryan Leaf. Now, I'm pretty sure most of y'all know who that is. He was the first overall draft pick in the 1998 NFL draft by the San Diego Chargers. He would go on to have subpar seasons and not very good at all and ended up leaving the NFL. And what makes that pick so controversial is what the next pick, the Indianapolis Colts, selected Peyton Manning out of Tennessee, and he would go on to be one of, if not the best quarterbacks to ever play pro football. Well, I think the salary cap is not a good idea is that there are many players that give argument to why there should not be a salary cap. And one of those examples is Adrian Peterson. They say he's one of the best running backs in the NFL game today. And according to FoxSports.com, he only makes $760,000 a year. Now you compare that to a first overall pick, and he was a 7th overall pick when he makes $760,000 a year. And the first overall pick makes $5 or $6 million a year. Another great example is Peyton Manning. And like I said earlier, he was a 2nd overall pick by the Indianapolis Colts. Now, this kind of gets away from the point about the rookie salary cap, but it reiterates the idea of how good he was and how much little he got paid, because back when he got drafted, that was a time when players' only concerns were playing football and not how much money they made. Now, like I said, there are many players that give argument to why there should be a salary cap and why there shouldn't be a salary cap. But that you can't really predict that kind of stuff. So the best thing to do is just wait it out. But I hope you have all learned the pros and cons, learned a little bit more pros and cons about this information that I've given you today. According to SB Studios, they have the Commissioner Roger Goodell stating that players need to be rewarded based on performance and not by who they are. Now, that part right there completely explains why there should be a salary cap in NFL football. We need to get away from the fact that these players think that they deserve, when really you should see how good they are. And just remember, you should be rewarded based on your performance, not who you are. Thank you.
Show me the money.